Yo, what is up? What is up, YouTube, boxing family? It is I, K-Rod here. I'm back at it with another good video for you guys today. So let's get right into it. Here we go by ESPN. This is written by Andres Walters as of November 2nd of 2022. Euphoria star and amateur boxing Javon Walton becomes the youngest amateur boxer to sign with Jordan brand. This is a good move, but I don't know how this is going to work out for him. I'm pretty sure he's going to go pro very soon, probably 17 or 18. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know anything about this kid. Javon Walton's rise to stardom continues. A 16-year-old boxer turned actor made history this week and announced Instagram that he signed a deal with Jordan, making him the youngest member of Team Jordan. According to Sneaker News, Nike is currently working with Walton to debut a boxing boot in which Walton will train and compete. The boot is to pull design cues from boots worn by Roy Jones Jr. and Andre Ward. Walton is best known for his award Ashtray and HBO series Euphoria. Oh, so yeah, this kid, he doesn't need to even be boxing. He's an amateur boxer from Georgia with wins in multiple amateur tournaments, including 5 Georgia State titles, 80 amateur belts under his belt. Walton, who was recently a cast in Netflix The Umbrella Academy, yeah, like I think I heard about that, says he plans to go pro when he turns 18, despite the success he's seen in his acting career. Wow. Yeah, he's he seems like a pretty promising person, but before I give my thoughts, let me read the rest of this article. I'm not just an actor, it's not just like that came first of all. Walton told ESPN in August, boxing first, I love acting, but boxing has always been my priority, and it's something that I just love too much. I'll never forget about boxing. It's what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. Though many have come to recognize him for his roles on television and film, Walton was famous for his talent in the ring. He and his father, DJ Walton, went viral for their appearance on Steve Harvey's show Steve, as Javon showed his hand speed and swagger, and a swagger that was well beyond his years. DJ, a boxing trainer and founder of the Boxing Equipment Academy, or equipment company Onward Athletics, yep, I've heard about that company, started coaching when he saw that his children had taken an interest in the sport. For Javon, that was at the age of 4. He has been trained by his father ever since. Javon's background and experience fighting proved beneficial on the big stage while he was fighting for the movie Samaritan with Sylvester, or while he was filming for the movie Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone. The two were able to work together on boxing scenes in the movie. Doing the boxing scenes was a lot of fun. I got to do it with Stallone, which is amazing. He said it was cool being able to share the moment with him because he's such a historian and he knows his boxing with such a bright future in the boxing ring and the box office. Walton had the opportunity to get the guidance from a bevy of successful people. He believes the best advice he's received to stay humble, stay hungry. If Walton can maintain that mentality as his stardom continues to increase, the boxing world could be seeing him a lot more often. So I don't know what I could really say about this. I mean, honestly, it seems like he already has a boatload of money coming his way. So I think with him being sponsored by Jordan brand, Jordan is a very, very big company. Obviously, Michael Jordan, he was, the pioneer or founder of having that company made. But here's my thoughts about this guy. Before I get to that, shout out to Ramon Cardenas. It was his birthday not too long ago. I just wanted to have a quick little shout out for this professional fighter here, Ramon Cardenas. He's a rising bantamweight fighter that is on his way to get a world title sometime soon in the future. But I just wanted to send my regards to this guy. Please go check him out on his Instagram handle here, Dinamita Cardenas. Just wanted to send my regards to him. So hope everything is well with Ramon, and have a good day. Just keep on grinding. I'll definitely be here, for the rest of the path. But yeah, moving forward, let's talk about this Walton kid. I don't know where his mindset is at with what he's going to be doing with boxing, but it just seems like, if you already have like a path set for you getting into acting, and you're going to be making a crap load more money doing acting, where acting is not really that hard to do. You can easily just have a certain role, and then they pay you, a good amount of money based off of how well the role was. But my whole thing about it is like, why is Jordan Brand going after these athletes like Javon, where he doesn't have too much traction as a boxer? Yes, he has, I think the article said like over 80 to 100 plus amateur fights, and he's won multiple divisions in several tournaments. But my whole take on this is like, a kid being that young to get signed with Jordan, it's not common to see that. And I understand that Jordan Brand, they mostly focus on basketball athletes or baseball or whatever athletes that they put their money into, but I don't know if this is a good move. I think honestly Jordan Brand should have been focusing more on the up and coming champions like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, guys like those guys out of that caliber. I understand that even with their caliber, they probably never had like the backing of being that big through those networks, but it's not like Nike, Jordan, Gatorade, all those companies that work with fighters like Ryan Garcia and all these other fighters that you sometimes see on TV that are like up and coming amateurs and stuff like that. Why can't you give love and praise, or you could use those money or use those resources on fighters that are champions, like a Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, David Morrell. Like, go after those guys. Like, give the shine to the guys that are at the top, like Jermell Charlo. Like, he should be all over major sporting platforms. He shouldn't need to be like, basically hid inside like a closet, and then people don't recognize him or realize him for being undisputed. Like, think about it. Like, Jermell Charlo's name should be way bigger after he went undisputed against Brian Castano. But the boxing media establishment or the big corporate firms don't want to give praise to our champions or to our up-and-coming athletes that are going to become champions, like Jaron Ennis. Give praise to Errol Spence. Give praise to Sean Porter, even though he's retired. But Sean Porter's name should have been popping all over, mega businesses. But I think this is really how the game is really set up. It's like a, monopolized, mafia cartel of different firms where people like other people based off of like their looks and how they bring interest to the sport. But at the end of the day, it's like boxing is still a global sport. Everybody deserves their credit and just due when they get into the sport, because you are the one bringing entertainment. Nobody else is doing that for you. So therefore, on an economic scale, you deserve way bigger opportunities, because boxing is a very high demand sport. So, on the economic level, like, there should be things in such as how people view the sport being such a dirty game. In a perfect world, like, every boxer that is good in the sport should get paid a lot more money, versus those that are not as good in the sport because they don't want to test themselves and they don't want to be great. They should be at the very, very low bottom of not getting paid that much, because people shouldn't have to be wasting their money going to like a boxing fight card, and then you see this one fighter that doesn't have a lot of experience being matched up against some hype job fighter where they just go in there, beat his ass up, or the girl beats her up. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, that's why the sport of boxing is so messed up. And I really wish boxing was just absolutely the best sport in the world, taking over everything. Because if it was, it's like content creators like myself and many others, we should get praise for what we do every day to to stick up for fighters that are actually way better than for what people make them out to be. And fighters on the Coincidental should be praised more. They should get a crap load of money in their fights more than hype job fighters, and the media outlets should be sponsored more that speak the truth more and stay consistent on their principles. Like, I wish I had the ability to go out to boxing fights and just talk to anybody that I want. And if I could spend like a whole weekend being paid to do that, I could do that. I can easily go out to any fight card and just enjoy a good day of fights, and then just come back home and just do my own thing. Like, I can easily do that. But it's just that boxing's such a financially financially savage driven sport where nobody doesn't want to give you your praise for putting in that work. And the media members that they have coming to fights, it's like they don't want to have certain people in media like myself or anybody out of like LDBC or TWT, but it's like people who speak the truth more, they don't want those people to be showing up to events as much. They always want the dumbasses from ESPN, HBO, or just people in general that just don't understand what they're talking about, because that's really how boxing media turns into a massive hellhole. You have idiots that keep getting reinvited to all these events, or they're being paid to go out to these events, so they find any and every single way to go out to these events to race bait and divide people. And they always talk about fighters that are hyped up to the highest level degree, but they never get praised to any fighter that's actually putting in that work. Like, I'm not saying Javon Walton is a bad fighter. I've never seen this kid fight before. I think I'll start to see him soon when he makes his pro debut. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a lot of money coming his way, because it's like, he's definitely gonna be like either on the high horse of being a hype job, where I think it's gonna just be like one of those fighters where he's gonna get signed by Top Rank and Bob Arum, and he doesn't need boxing. That's basically my point. When you're 16 years old being sponsored by Jordan, there's obviously something wrong with that equation, because Jordan Brand doesn't usually do that to young teenagers. But it's how I'll even use another good example, like that Floyd Mayweather promoted fighter, Carmel Martin. Why isn't Carmel Martin getting his Jordan Brand deal? Like, why isn't he gonna get his Nike deal? He he definitely puts in the work compared to Javon Walton. But it's like, you could easily see the play here that a Floyd Mayweather fighter that actually is really good and he looks like he's gonna be the next big thing, they should be getting the Jordan Brand. They should be getting all the media attention. But this Javon Walton kid, I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, but it's like, where is the double standard in promoting young athletes? Because you can say to me all you want, oh nah man, you can't just be attacking this kid, he's actually about the goods, blah blah blah. But it's like, okay, that's fine, but you gotta have a fair standard with promoting every fighter that gets into the sport, even if it's at the amateur level or the professional level. You can't make these weird ass excuses to say, well, he deserves more shine than this other guy because he's already a popular name. And I think, honestly, the only reason why Javon's name is probably ever relevant right now is because of his acting. That's it. I don't think he has really anything to offer. And remind you, I don't know anything about this fighter. I'm just saying, out of first impressions, with this fighter being signed with Jordan Brand, it's very weird that Jordan Brand will go after fighters of this caliber to sign them at 16 years old, where usually you have to be, of a certain mature age to sign a contract. But it's like, even in the court of law, you need to have a parental guardian to solidify a contract. And I'm not I'm not saying that, I'm a lawyer, but from what I know, to my understanding, if you have any contract sent to you, number one, you always have it, reviewed by someone that overlooks you if you are a minor. because in any court of ruling, you still have to have somebody guiding you in a court of ruling, especially if you're like some young kid getting into a sport like boxing. It's not just something that you just see on the constant rise of young fighters signing with, let's just say, Top Rank. Obviously, Gabriel Flores Jr., that's a great example. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. My phone was acting all weird and it shut me off. But basically, what I was saying was that when you look at guys like Gabriel Flores Jr. or anybody of that caliber, you tend to realize that they don't really have the skill set necessary to really make people believe in that fighter. But for them to get into the sport of boxing so early in their career, to have that backing early, to be supported, it just shows that boxing is a very messed up sport when it comes to promoting fighters and to be scouting them at the right age at the right time. And it's not to say that you can continuously do that and it's fine. It's just that when you look at how the game is strategized, you have so many people that want to be great at the sport, but those hype job fighters that you see being talked about on multitude of networks, and they already have like the financial backing to be good, without boxing, but they still do it anyway. Those fighters are the mainstream fighters that mainstream media in boxing likes to focus on, because they like to say, oh no, well, this fighter is going to be great. Look at his or her record, in the amateurs, man. The amateurs makes them into like a super great fighter, and they're gonna go out there and dominate multiple divisions, and they're gonna be pound for pound number one. Like they put all this pressure on these young ass children, but it's like you don't keep the same energy with fighters that are on the coincidental that actually put in, the actual work. And that's what gets me mad about, young children like this kid, like Javon Walton, where I don't know too much about him, but I'm pretty sure he'll be a good, decent fighter. But will he be like the greatest fighter out there? I don't know. But then again, why aren't we keeping the same energy with fighters that are just as young as him, that are really out there trying to put in that work to be great? Like guys like obviously guys like Floyd, Schofield, Kid Austin, like he puts in that work every single day to get his name out there, but it's like he should be way bigger than for what he's doing right now. I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to dominate everyone, which I don't think so, but that's all to be determined, because him being with Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, I don't think that was a good move to begin with. I've already stated that on multiple, occasions on my videos, but I'm not going to sit here and say that was ever to be like a good move, because that's not really helping his career as a fighter to be like, oh yeah, Oscar's going to give me all these big fights and blah, blah, blah. No, dude, like Oscar's not going to do that for you. Like, I'm not too sure how Oscar's going to manage, Floyd's career, but if Floyd says he wants these big fights and they're not being delivered because Oscar is making excuses to say, oh nah man, I don't want him to be in there with that guy, but it's like Floyd wants that guy so bad because he wants to get that experience to be great, then give it to him. Don't make no weird ass excuses to say, oh well, it's with PBC, it's with whoever. Like, no, if you believe in your fighter, like, I don't like promoters in boxing, you guys know this, but I'm just going to finalize and say this. If you believe in your fighter to be good, you'll do anything necessary as a promoter that believes in their fighter to say, look, I may have a huge risk in losing you, but I'm going to back you. Because that's how promoters should be, for their fighter. They shouldn't just cutthroat them. They shouldn't just treat them like crap. The minute they lose and just to say, oh, well, you finally lost, so therefore, I'm just gonna throw you off, to to the trash can, and then somebody else will pick you up. And I don't like that, I don't like that in boxing. But like I said before, boxing, it's a very cold, corrupt game, and there's just too many idiots in the sport where there's no marketized there's no marketized accountability in it. So with this Javon Walton kid, I mean, congratulations, you got a good deal with Jordan Brand. I'm pretty sure Jordan Brand is going to be sponsoring every single one of his fights, and he's going to be making good money, on top of it. But it's like, this is not the type of things that begin with boxing being unfair, to not give promotional shine to fighters that actually put in the work, that should be given a lot more praise, like, even before they become amateur or pro. But it's like, at least give them that shine where they could prove it to you. And it's like, if Jordan Brand is confident in putting more money into that fighter, then go for it. That's how Jordan Brand should be operating off of. They shouldn't be operating off of fighters that they don't know if they're going to be good or not. And then it's like, the minute they get their butt whooped in the pros, it's like, that's not a good look on their brand. So, I mean, either way, I'm not like against the fact that, Javon took the opportunity. I mean, he really doesn't need boxing. Like, he has an acting career behind him. But yeah, I think this is a very good move for him, because he's taking advantage of what Jordan Brand can do for him, because obviously Jordan Brand is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So I think it makes all the sense in the world to take advantage of all that money that they're going to be giving to you, and just make that generational wealth, back with them. So congratulations to Javon. Hopefully he has a good pro boxing career. But I just wanted to set the message forward to say that fighters like this need to be carefully reviewed on the professional level and the amateur level, because this is what creates the division in boxing, where people in old media will hype up, or they'll bring up fighters that we've never heard of before they even turn pro, or continue their amateur career. But it's like, you got other fighters on the coincidental that are around their age, that are actually doing way more work than them, but they're not getting all the promotional shine and credit for what they do. Or even professional boxers now that are champions that are not getting credit. So that's like my biggest issue with this whole article, because I don't really like ESPN articles when it comes to boxing, but this is a decent article for me to criticize and just give like my particular thoughts. So alright, let me know what you guys think about this Javon Walton guy, or Javon Walton kid. Do you think he's gonna be good in the pros? If anybody knows any information about him, I don't know too much about him, but actually, you know what, let me take a look at him, because I don't know how his boxing career will start. But yeah, let's see what he's about. I don't think he's I don't even know what weight class he even fights at. But it seems like he fights at let me take a look at him. Yeah, I'll give him a follow. Yeah, he looks like a featherweight. He doesn't look that big of a fighter, but I could probably tell he's probably going to be a bantamweight or super bantamweight. It doesn't look like he really has, how should I say, doesn't really look like he has that much weight on him. So I would say he probably would be fighting at bantamweight, because he doesn't really have any size on him. But yeah, we'll find out, man. I mean, he looks to be a pretty good fighter just by looking at some of these clips. But if you guys have any knowledge on who he is, I'd definitely like to see what happens. But yeah, man, I'll definitely keep my eye on this kid. It'll be interesting to see where he's at in boxing. But yeah, I'll just keep you guys updated on this guy. I don't know too much about him, but yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. So, alright. Thank you guys. Peace out. Goodbye. Salute to the mighty LDBC TWT, and I am out. Bye.